everybody, and welcome to this tonight's episode of Tales of Escuria, presented by Horsham Gamers. If you don't already know, Horsham Gamers is a local group. We cover the whole range of gaming, all the way through from tabletop and stuff, things like this, through to esports, competitive gaming, card gaming, Warhammer, whatever you're interested in. Come along to one of our meetings, and we'd love to see some of you. We have a board games meeting that is coming up next Tuesday, and you can find details about that on our Facebook group, Horsham Gamers, and also have a look for us on Discord at Horsham Gamers. If you're watching this and you want to get involved, please just come and say hi. We'd love to meet you. So, let's get back down to business with tonight's episode, episode 9 of Tales of Escuria.
Let's get down to business.
Thank you. Anyway,
Sorry.
we're gonna hit the ground running and pick up exactly where we left off. So, Idris and Vixen, you had gone down a side alley to investigate.
Oh yeah! Oh my god! I just remembered what happened. Sorry.
Yeah, literally same.
You'd gone down the side alley to investigate the noise that you had picked up on, and what you found is your angry Scottish cat lady friend Sadie jumping down from a rooftop, Hawk, who appears to have his weapon drawn, and Lady Selwyn, who appears to be covered in blood. And they've just arrived round the corner. So Lady Selwyn makes eye contact specifically with you, Idris, and you can see that.
Yay!
And in the background, you can hear like the beginning saxophone of "Careless Whisper" starts playing. You know, it's,
Here we go.
She makes like eye contact with you, and you can see that there is a combination of like weird, like semi-fear and semi kind of bloodlust in her eyes, and she's just like, "We need to run." What do you guys?
That's hot. That's hot.
We need to run. Okay. So, because the original plan last time was that we were going to let them run around the corner and we were going to take them on.
Easy. Easy.
No, I don't know that it is now.
Easy. Let's do this.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Wait, we can discuss this, okay? Maybe you bring better arguments, but if we run, we're not far away from the place where all our friends are. We are quite obvious.
Yeah, we'll
I don't think it would be good
like
if
we originally agreed.
we would probably just get a lot of guards in the place where we want to escape from.
Yeah, because I think last game I said that I was going to toss the salmon to Sadie and say, take him around the corner and sort of beckon to where everyone else was.
I'd forgotten about the salmon. Okay.
Yeah, see, I had the
We
salmon.
hadn't.
Oh, tuna.
Yes, we
It was
tried to.
tuna. But...
The fish is important.
Yeah, absolutely, and it means Sadie will, help for a little bit longer. She got some good fish out of that deal. But yeah,
I think we should give them some time to run through the place, but we have to give them
we'll
a kind of a
hold them off.
direction.
Yeah, we'll hold them off. I reckon the two of us we could probably.
How am I doing? I'm good. Yeah. Maybe we die, but who cares?
How am
The
I?
sexy old lady will get away, so it's okay.
I've literally got one spell slot left.
I have no spell slot left. I use them all for roleplay stuff. I don't know. Maybe not the clever way.
Yeah, that stupid magical spider orb thing. Alright.
So yeah, are you guys just going to like give them a direction to run and be like, we're gonna handle it?
Yep, toss the fish to Sadie, tell her where to take them, and get my weapon ready, stick my feet into the ground. I'm gonna Hulk out as well. I'm gonna literally just dig my claws right in. I'm ready.
Nice. So yeah, you toss the fish to Sadie, and you can see like she catches it and like she looks down at it for a second and she just looks really confused at you and is just like, thanks, I guess. I'm gonna let's go that way, and like grabs Selwyn like with like one pawed hand and like tugs her to like follow along behind. Selwyn seems to like she seems to have like having stopped for like a second or so. It seems like she's kind of gone a little bit kind of so she's just kind of staring directly forward. But when Sadie like grabs her hand and starts pulling, you can see she comes to a bit and is just like, yes, let's keep moving. Hawk this whole time has been like facing back the direction they came. He's still got his flame blade out, and he's just standing there and he's just like, I think I'm best served maybe helping in this endeavor, keeping us safe.
No, Hawk, you go with the rest. We got this.
Yeah, easy, no problem. I do this on my armor.
Look after the group.
He turns around like he's about to try and argue with you, Vixen, and then he spots that you've hulked out, and he's just like, okay. And then just like, runs with the rest of them. So what you guys see after these guys kind of get to a roundabout there-ish. First of all, you can hear the sound of kind of pottery roof tiles being dislodged, and what sounds to be like a fairly large something coming your way, and then leaping up onto the top of one of the rooftops, just coming around this corner, you can see a kind of moss greenish, greyish creature.
Is it a dragon?
It is not a dragon.
Not yet.
You could each make a nature check to try and figure out precisely what it is.
Oh, sure, I'd like to do that.
Yeah.
Oh,
if it's another spider.
I don't think it's a spider. I think I have an idea of what it might be already.
16, yeah. You've seen these before. These are quaggoths.
Oh, okay, I was well.
They are used kind of... they're used mainly like pack animals. They tend to be used for as kind of beasts of burden. They're used mainly for moving large objects. They're incredibly strong. They're quite dumb, but they are just smart enough that they speak a certain amount of undercommon, kind of broken undercommon, and you know that they quite often are basically used as like kind of an intelligent pets and pack animals and that kind of stuff. You can see that it's built kind of like a gorilla, so it's got like very like hulking like front arms, and it's got kind of slightly shorter back legs. It appears to be moving on all fours mostly, but it looks like it would have the ability to stand upright.
Mm-hmm.
And it has kind of leapt up onto this rooftop here, and has managed to like with one hand like kind of claw into it and hold on, and the other hand is kind of loose, and you can see from looking at it that Idris, with your nature check, you can tell from having seen these things kind of move and how they work. This creature is on the hunt.
Shoot.
Oh.
Can we tell roughly how long it's going to take to get to us?
Let me see from there. If it continues, basically at full pelt, it will be on you within the next 6 seconds. But you can see that it doesn't seem to be paying attention to you. It seems to specifically be like sniffing the air, and you can see that it's looking directly towards Lady Selwyn.
Oh no.
Oh. Do I know if you can talk to these things, or are they completely berserk and they won't listen to you even if you try to?
You know
Talk.
that you can talk and that it will understand, but you also know that they tend to be very much. They are taught that they have a master and they take the orders of the master.
Are they sensitive to light?
With your nature check, you would know that yes, they are.
Oh yes, it's shining time.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's
can't
time
let
that
it
we
go
move
to her.
into initiative
No.
order.
But I
So
think if
let's
it's got
roll
a
for
sense of smell and can smell, I would go for its nose.
I would just try to blind it and then we kill it.
Well, yeah, we can do that too.
I don't see other way. It won't talk, so there are always two options: talk or kill. I would go for the kill in this case.
That one looks really mean.
Yeah,
I want you guys both to roll initiative, please.
on it.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yes, that's okay.
Initiative. Ah, dearie me.
Oh, I forgot to click on my character. Can you just add it?
Yep, just give me a second.
Okay, okay.
14.08, okay. And then we'll put that into correct order.
We can take Hawk's counter off as well.
They're still there, like they are in that place.
Oh, they're still there.
Yeah.
Oh, they need to hurry up and run.
Yeah. Well, they started running, and then this thing has just shown up.
Okay.
Like, yeah. Okay. So considering all of that, Vixen, it is your turn first. What would you like to do?
Is there any way we can get them to run faster?
I mean, you can very easily shout, "Run faster!"
Run faster!
You can hear Hawk just being like, "Don't have to tell me twice." But yeah, they're continuing to run. At the top of the next round, I will move them again.
Okay. There's not really much to do at the moment. How much? Let me see. I could cut him off real quick. So he's actually clinging onto that building.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he's 50 feet. That's not so bad. I can make that. Okie dokie. Can I reach him, you reckon? If I'm on the ground level?
If you use your if you use your entire turn to run, yes.
We could just wait for it to come for us.
Yeah. You can move up to 30 feet, and you can double that if you take the action to dash and use your entire turn.
Could you just wait? Isn't there hold action?
You can choose to hold an action.
And it probably will move to us when it's his turn.
Yeah. You can choose to hold an action for this turn. So when you can basically you need to choose an action that you're going to take, and you need to give me a trigger for when that action will happen.
Okay, I've got an idea, because he's currently moving across buildings, isn't he? He's trying to gain ground because he's hunting his prey.
Mm-hmm.
So I am going to dive up onto here. Do you want me to roll for that?
No, I'd say either you can use all your movement and get to there, and you can do that like slowly and it's fine. Or if you want to have a bit more of your movement left, you would have to make an athletics check to just like jump straight up rather than clambering up.
Well, I'm good. I'm good where I am, so that's fine.
Okay, yeah. You use your you just use the rest of your turn to run over towards this little kind of porch.
Yep.
And it takes you a little bit of scrabbling to get up onto the porch properly, largely because when you put your weight on it, you realize it's made from some quite kind of flimsy wood, and a couple of times it snaps under your weight, and you have to kind of to like get your way up, but you managed to get your way up.
Okay, I am literally going to look at him, and I'm going to be like, "Come at me, bro."
You can see that it has just about kind of like noticed you in its periphery, and you can see it sniffs up at the air for a little bit and kind of catches your scent as well, and it looks towards you, and you can see the fanged mouth kind of breaks into a little bit of a smile, like, oh, this is a challenge.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Anything else you want to do with your turn?
No, I'm good for the minute.
Okay, that brings it to the Krygov's turn. It is going to come towards you. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It gets to there. Yeah, and I think it's going to take the rest of its action to try and. So it can see that that you're there and you're kind of like in its way, and it's going to try and just kind of It's basically going to try and like barge its way past you and chuck you out of the way. So either you can do. It's going to basically try and strength its way past you and push you down off this roof. Either you can use your strength to basically try and grapple and wrestle with it to prevent it from doing so, or you can use your dexterity to just get out of the way and let it run.
Not even I would try to grapple him.
So what are you going to do?
I really don't have very good strength, but I'm half willing to risk it. Do I not get an attack of opportunity?
If it gets past you without that you fall on the floor.
Yeah, if you manage to fall to your ground and then it leaves your combat area, you get an attack of opportunity against it.
So if I moved out of the way to let it pass, would I still get an attack of opportunity?
If you succeeded on a dexterity check and moved like 5 feet just to get like out of its way, you'd be able to get an attack of opportunity as it runs past.
Okay, so are we rolling dexterity or we're saving throws?
It's a dexterity saving throw against his strength. So
okay, I'm just not sure.
Let me see
whether to grapple.
I wouldn't try it.
Or yeah, I'm thinking his strength is probably pretty high. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go with dexterity. Let's give it a go. Oh, not bad.
Oh,
holy sh!
Oh, for goodness sake!
That's so close.
Well. You do pretty well. You manage to kind of like throw yourself, so you don't end up falling off the roof.
Okay.
Instead, he kind of you dodge out of the way, and he kind of shoulders into you, and instead you end up here.
Right. Okay, that's not so bad.
Let me see.
No, it's fine.
I still have higher ground.
You take 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh no.
But you are still standing.
Oh yeah.
So he's going to continue to run, but you are going to get to be able to make an attack of opportunity against him as he runs. So go ahead and make your attack of opportunity.
Okie dokie. I am going to full pummel the weight of my mace into his back as he's going past.
That hits.
Could have been better.
Okay. Yeah. You get kind of a solid crack, and you're used to kind of slightly squishier targets with this kind of thing. Your mace like hits, and this is a hit where you feel like normally it would be like, I'm going to break your spine, and this time it seems to just kind of like thud against kind of like a dull hit. You can see it knocks him off his stride a little bit, but he doesn't seem particularly bothered.
Is he looking at me?
Nope, he's just continuing to run.
Oh, damn! Okay.
Yeah, man. He gets to there, and that's the end of his turn. Idris.
Get
it is
him!
now your turn. What would you like to do?
Yeah, I will attack him. But I will position myself here, between him and sexy lady, old lady.
This is
Sexy
a new
lady.
dynamic relationship. I didn't.
I don't know her
see coming,
name.
but
Sexy lady, old lady.
Yeah, that's her. That's her now.
Mhm.
And I attack him with my sword.
Go ahead.
Is he irritated because I'm shining?
Let me see. Give me a second just to check exactly how this works with him. You can see that he looks like uncomfortable. When you get kind of closer, you can see that he kind of like turns his head to try and like not look directly at you.
Do I get advantage for that?
You don't get advantage on attacks. He just gets disadvantage on everything that he does when he's close to you.
Oh, that's also good. Shit.
Yeah. He lands on this large kind of collection of crates, and as he does so, you go in to go for the attack, but the crates underneath him seem to splinter and kind of almost explode outwards. So you end up basically getting hit in the face with a plank of wood as you're trying to make your attack. So you end up swinging wide because you can't see exactly what you're trying to hit.
Okay, okay.
Okay. That brings us back to the top of the round.
How far have these guys got?
So let me see. Someone is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And Zadie's going to get a little bit further. Selwyn, for the first time since any of you have seen her, seems to be showing her age a little bit. She's not quite as spry as young Sadie is. But they've made it about that far.
Help her.
Hawk, I'm going to make a quick roll. Just give me a second. Yeah. Hawk sees the Quaggoth kind of gaining ground, and while the others run, he considers for a second, and then he turns, and he's also going to join in the fight.
No, Hawk!
No, don't do it.
Please, please don't let Hawk die, guys.
We're gonna try our best!
So I will quickly add him to the turn order. Just give me a second to find his sheet. Where's it gone? I need to sort out my filing system for these sheets. They're all over the place. There he is. And
Okay.
okay.
As I see him gearing up for battle, I literally look at him and growl, "Idiot!" under my breath.
There's he can see you up there, and there's a moment when he seems like a little bit put off by it, but then he just gives you a winning smile and he just says, "Foreplay later, dear." Vixen, it's your turn. What would you like to do?
Can I jump on this? I was going to say a rude word. Can I jump on this thing?
You most certainly can jump on the thing.
I am jumping on the thing.
It would be great if we could flank him. It would give us advantage and for him disadvantage, so...
Yes, that's true. I would recommend not necessarily jumping directly on the thing.
All right then.
right behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
That's
Perfect.
And as I jump, I am going to bring my mace down with full force as I can onto his face. Oh, that's really not that great.
It still hits.
Yeah, you still
Okay.
do damage.
Again, like before, you
Clonk.
land like a really significant hit on him. You hit him directly on the top of the head, and it almost kind of like boonk, like bounces off. You can see that he's like annoyed, but
Oh no.
beyond that, he doesn't seem to be particularly bothered by this. Brings it to his turn. Realizing that he seems to be a bit cornered, he is going to turn back towards you, Vixen, and he's going to attack you.
Yeah, that's fine. Bring it on.
Okay.
Oh.
Oh, and he does not manage it. He turns around to try and go in for a swipe against you, but in doing so, for a brief moment, he isn't shielding his face from the shining light that is Idris. And you can see that he just kind of has to, like, cover his face with one of the other claws, and the swipe does, it kind of rakes into the ground near your feet. And that's his turn. Idris, what would you like to do?
Attack.
Yeah, flank him, flank him.
On it. So I move up and attack.
Oh, that definitely
That's
hits.
gorgeous. Say something holy.
Taste my blade.
Oh, really? Oh, Laura.
You can hear
tried.
Hawk muttering, "Not very original, but okay." But yeah,
I have different problems right now.
It's fine. It's fine. It was cute.
You land a pretty decent hit on him across his back as he's got his body turned away from you, and this time you can see that the slash as it goes along in its back, you can see that it's drawing blood, and it seems
Easy.
to visibly kind of recoil down and away from this blow.
Ta-da!
Anything else you want to do with this turn, Idris?
Oh no, I'm fine. I'm totally good there.
Okay. That brings it to Hawk. So he has Flame Blade already out, so let me just... technically I'm casting it again, but he already has it. So let me see... melee spell attack. Okay. So he runs into the side, and not that any of you understand what he's doing, but he attacks with his fiery blade, and at the same time, oh sorry, what? In Infernal, he also says, "Taste my blade." But none of you know that. To you, he's just making weird infernal noises.
I would know if I was there.
You would know. So yeah, he's going to make a attack. And he misses. He slashes down to try and kind of let the arcing flames try and kind of burn into the side of this Quagoff, and instead he manages to successfully singe some of the hairs on the top of his head. But that's about it.
New haircut, I like it.
It's stylish. It's one of those, like, you know, the Turkish ones where they use like some flame.
Oh yeah. Fancy.
Real nice. And Vixen and Idris, you can smell what sounds. Sorry, you can smell what smells kind of like cooking mushrooms, but that's about it. Top of the round again. Selwyn and Sadie have successfully made their escape.
Thank God.
Now it's only Hawk left.
It's alright, maybe they can get the others.
And you two, not just Hawk. We don't want you to die either.
No, we will be fine.
We're clearly more worried about Hawk, the NPC.
If they die, they roll new characters. Hawk doesn't come back. Anyway,
Don't say that, Carl! Don't say that!
You won't kill Hawk.
Why did you say that, Carl?
tempting fate, I like it. Anyway,
Don't.
Vixen, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to flank with Hawk. And I am going to aim for the point in his back that's bleeding with my mace. And I am literally going to thrust it with all my power! Come on, roll 20. Oh, you suck, roll 20.
Hits.
Yay!
Well, I hope it hurts.
It definitely hurts. You can hear him yowling.
Good.
What a shame.
Okay, that brings it to his turn. He is still trying to look like as far in the opposite direction of Idris as he can. So he's going to try and make another attack against you, Vixen.
That's fine.
That's good.
That's the wrong sheet. And this time it hits.
Oh no.
You take 5 slashing damage as it kind of rakes his You can see up close that the kind of gorilla-like fists end in sharp pointed claws, and it rakes across the front of your armor, and just like at the few points where it's thinned out or where there's just clothing underneath, it just tears into your flesh.
You're gonna pay for that, you pointy teeth bastard.
Does he look a little bit, how would you say that? Like somebody you could talk with now after you hurt him?
You'd be wasting your breath, honestly. He's dumb and he's on a mission.
I mean, you can try and say
try.
something to him, but if you're going to try and convince him of something, you will have to take your action to do so.
Do I believe that he looks like, after taking some damage, that he would listen to me?
Make an insight check. You can basically tell that what little to slim chance you would have had of convincing this guy of anything went away the moment that you started attacking him.
Oh, okay.
Like, not gonna listen.
I tried my best to be a good person.
Mm-hmm.
Attack.
Kill it with fire!
Yep, that definitely hits. Ooh, nice.
Making more and more damage.
Oh, it's got to be dead.
Oh, and I still can reroll 1 and 2s. I can't see what I rolled exactly, but I'm still able
2
to.
5s and a 3 on the damage there.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, he takes a considerable slash this time, and you can see kind of collapses down onto the floor. Still, like, manages to like force its way back up, but it appears to be very badly wounded.
Oh, I look at him and I say, I still give you the chance to run away and search for a new master who will treat you better, or we will kill you right here.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Okay.
No.
Yeah,
The second
no.
one, obviously.
If you're saying this in Undercommon, you can see it turns its head slightly back towards you and literally just unleashes a torrent of swear words in Undercommon back at you.
Charming.
I look at him and throw him a kiss. Next round he will be dead.
It's Hawk's turn. Let's see what he does.
Hopefully
He's
he
going to
doesn't
make
die.
another attack with the flame blade. Let's see. And this time it hits. So he deals.
Ooh, 3d6 fire.
Ooh. It's not a fantastic hit, but he definitely hits. This time he manages to kind of slash upwards, but he doesn't manage to hit any of the areas where he's already been wounded particularly. The creature is not very happy and looks to be basically on death's door.
Isn't that a shame?
I
It's
tried.
your turn.
I tried.
I wonder if this move could finish him off. I think I'll play it safe for now. Alright. With every ounce of strength I have in me, and the fact that I am seriously ticked off because not only has he ripped my clothes, I am bleeding. I'm going to smash my mace right into his face and try and crack that frickin' grin.
Hits.
I'm growling.
You can see that you knock a few teeth out, but it's just barely still alive. It's like clinging to the last little bits of life that it's got left.
Why won't you die?
It looks up towards you and spitting teeth and blood out onto the ground just says, "The feeling is mutual." And then goes to try and slash uppercut you with the last strength that it's got left.
What? Ha!
But it can't manage it.
Yes!
I
It tries
spit
to
out.
kind of
I spit on his face.
it tries to like rake its arm up, but then the various different cuts, and in this case the one cut that Hawk had managed to get with the flame blade must have torn a ligament or something, so he raises its arm up. It just it can't manage it, and it kind of collapses onto the ground again and looks up at you with hate in its eyes. Idris, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yep.
Nice.
I look at him and I say, enough of this childish behavior. And cut off his head.
Mm-hmm.
Peaceful death. In the name of Dolara.
That's a
We
bit
see
better.
From his perspective, the last thing he sees, he looks up and he sees this bright shining figure that's burning in his vision, and then he sees nothing.
Darkness comes to them, they don't deserve the light.
So you guys have successfully slain this quag off, and you can hear now. You can hear seemingly approaching from around the corner. You can hear the sounds of boots against the cobblestones. What do you guys do?
Run.
Okay.
Coming from which direction? The direction that thing came?
Yep.
Yeah, we run. Well,
Okay.
yeah.
And we should try to hide fast.
I'm in pain, but we run.
Can each of you make an athletics check, please?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Vixen, you and Hawk have no trouble getting over here and kind of round the corner and out of sight. Idris, you make it to just about here, and then you can hear from behind you that they've rounded the corner, and you can pretty much tell that they will have spotted you. Whoever's been chasing around. What do you do?
Do they say something? Do I look like I'm running?
You definitely look like you're running.
I stop.
You stop running. Okay.
I turn around and put on my crying face.
Okay, interesting. Just give me a second. So you can see that having rounded the corner and arrived kind of to inspect this body, you can see two more of the drow kind of guards. You can see that one of them appears to be holding a similar weapon to the one that you'd seen Vixen using, the blunderbuss.
Okay. Do they say something?
Yeah. The one of them immediately goes to kind of inspect the dead Krogoff and is just like, ugh, and like tries not to vomit. And the other one is just like, you there, stop. Did you see what happened here?
Yeah, it was terrible. I just saw two dark figures. They killed this poor little animal. I don't even know what it is. And it was so horrible. I tried to help. I screamed for somebody to help, but nobody was here. I'm so happy that you finally here.
Make a deception check. You can see that for a moment, like he's taken in by your sob story. You can see that he's trying to kind of understand. He sees your crying face and he's taken in for just a moment, and then he looks down and he sees that you're wearing armor and it's covered in Quaggoth blood. And then he's just like,
I tried to help
Oops,
him.
what a giveaway.
I had to touch him to help him, but he was dead already.
ma'am, I'm going to ask you to turn around. You are now under arrest for destruction of city property.
Uh-oh.
Me? But why? Let's talk about it.
He's approaching, and you can see that he reaches down to his side, and this one, as well as having a short sword as normally strung to his side, you can see he pulls out what seems to be a smaller, kind of compact version, with a slightly longer barrel of the blunderbuss that his companion is holding. He's holding a pistol, and he raises it and points it at you.
You would attack a helpless woman?
If you took down this thing, you're hardly helpless.
How should I do this? Look at me. I'm a woman of the goddess Dolara. I have nothing to do with fight.
Interesting. We'll add heresy to your rap sheet then.
Yeah.
I'm just here to help people. Trust me.
Then you can help me right now by putting down your weapon and turning around.
Uh-oh.
Is there any chance that Sadie and sexy old lady have got to the group and alerted them to the fact of what's going down yet?
We'll say that Sadie has just about got to the group and basically, like at a mile a minute, just basically been like, horrible beast chasing us. They probably need help. Go run. Bye.
Are they coming?
No. I'm going the
No.
other way.
Thanks, Gimbal. Cheers, mate.
Yeah, Gimbal, Ellen, Kada, do any of you like go to help, or are you?
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
like,
I'll help.
Come on, Kata!
I'm coming, I'm coming.
We'll say
I'll
if
shout
it
I'll shout
enters.
at Varney.
Yep.
Varney, we need some help.
Let's
Just
go.
for him to come running with us and go charging off.
Varney just like watches you run off, and when you tell him like that, when you're like shouting to him, you take a look and you realize that he's fully lost in the sauce at this
Yeah,
point.
he's hot as a kite.
Oh,
Damn it, Varney.
there goes the meat shield.
Okay, while this is going down, I'm jumping out of the shadows, standing my ground, and I'm literally going to say, turn around or your fate will be the same as the creature there.
I pointed at that's one of the creators. They attacked the thing. It wasn't me. You see, I told you. Do they look confused?
You can see that now both of the drow have their weapons like drawn and loaded. Each of them is pointing at you. So the pistolier is pointing his at you, Idris, and the guy with the blunderbuss is pointing his at you, Vixen. And they are like slowly advancing, just like this doesn't have to go down this way.
Well, I warned you, but clearly you'd rather not have your head on your shoulders.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
An intimidation check.
Oh, god damn it. Ooh.
Ooh.
Okay. So you can see, the one with the pistol seems to be like pretty intense. He's just like still advancing, and the guy with the blunderbuss just like goes like, Terry. And the guy comes around. He's just like, what? He's just like, they killed.
We don't have to fight.
Not worth it.
Really, no.
Do
You can just
really,
go.
do you really want to die, having lived such an unfulfilled life and knowing that two ladies took you out?
It would just be hilarious. You don't want this.
It takes a couple of seconds. The guy holding the pistol, like he's still holding it, kind of like, and then finally you can see him kind of like release some of the tension in his shoulders, and he's just like, all right, have it your way. And then he just kind of gestures to the other one, kind of like beckons backwards over his shoulder, and they're still holding their weapons, kind of pointing towards you, but they just kind of advance backwards.
Before you go, chaps, just so you know, I remember faces really well. So if you say you saw us here, well,
You
see
in
what happens.
trouble.
You can see the guy with the blunderbuss is just like nodding, like and as he's kind of walking backwards, he gets momentarily scared when he accidentally kicks the severed head of the. And they head off on their way.
Toodles.
Yes.
Around about this
Latest
time,
taters.
Gimbal, Ella, and Kada, you arrive on the scene to see.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, we're here! Oh.
Come running around the
Yes,
corner.
guys, you missed all the fun.
So,
So we just see a dead green Krogoth.
Yeah.
Oh,
you,
yeah,
you see the pretty cut up, still slightly on fire, beheaded.
Before we leave, I'm gonna just quickly loot its corpse.
does it look like it's got pockets, Tammy?
It would have something on, surely.
I mean,
how? The
The
building.
most you can get from it is like some weird moss.
Can I not like take an ear or something? That might
Aw.
help
No,
as
no,
an
no,
aphrodisiac or
no,
something.
no. I want to take his head. I put it on my
You want
belt.
to take the head? You can take the head.
Yeah, I let her take the head.
Yes, I have.
Now beast heads. What's going on?
Can we
I have
use
to keep
anything
them.
on its body for like
That is
spell
one
casting or like
rule
anything like
making.
that shit?
No, the most that like you can tell is you've heard rumors of people like eating like the mossy mushrooms that grow in their fur, but like otherwise like
Doesn't look very nice.
you've probably had quag off meat before, and it's a bit rank. Like
So I
it's
got some
filling,
mossy
but
mushrooms.
yeah,
Okay.
it's a
Great.
bit grim.
Fairy. Hold on. Fairy. Flesh fungus.
Ew.
That's going in my inventory.
That's
The
disgusting.
three Fs.
Fairy
what you
flesh fungus.
Yep.
Ew.
Nice. I'm sure I can use it to throw at someone when they piss me off.
Right.
Right, let's get a drink.
Yeah.
Is there any more? Sort of looking up the alleyway. Is there any more coming?
Not that you can tell.
No, I was asking them to. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Is my mother there? I guess so.
Yeah, I guess they ran back towards us, so
Yeah.
They will have arrived. Like Sadie and your mother would have arrived at the same time.
she's
So,
back at the cafe.
Yeah, just say
We
to the others.
notice that she's covered in blood.
You would have seen her, yeah.
Yes, very much so.
Okay. I vote we probably move back to the cafe and check on Lady Selwyn and get a drink.
Yes,
Yeah.
a drink would
We
be
need to find
glorious.
somewhere to hold up.
I don't think that getting a drink is like a smart idea. We have to get out of here, right?
Did you have to fight that monster? No, you did not. I need a drink.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Oh. Crap, what did I just
It
do?
wasn't that scary, to be honest.
Says the woman clad in armor and me with the flesh wound everywhere.
Not my fault.
Walk back. Yeah, we all go back to the
Yeah.
shish cafe.
You guys have this this friendly argument as you make your way back towards.
Friendly, I just
cafe.
cussed at her in Abyssal as I walked past.
Eh. We're all friends
Um,
here.
You can see that there are a couple of people when you're walking down the street who are, you know, the first thing they notice is the shining lady in armor. The second thing they notice is the quag-off head that she is holding. And the third thing they do is look the other way and walk very quickly.
Good stuff.
You-
Oh my god. Oh, everything's glitching out. Hold on a sec. Oh, Fran, I think you're back.
You've all frozen.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, Carl and Fran are okay.
Oh.
Now Laura and Cal, I can't hear.
I think that, yeah, Gimel and me are the only ones.
Yeah, we're okay. We'll have a little dance. Yeah, we're okay.
Not yet. We're okay.
We're okay.
Laura, I can just about hear you, but it's all like really
We'll
robotic.
just have a little chat. So how are you doing? Are you having a nice evening?
Yeah, pretty good. I tell you what, I need a
I saw
wee.
my mother covered in blood, but okay, let's get a drink.
Oh. Christ.
End point.
I'm
Are we back?
Are we
Back.
good? We're good.
Cool. Woohoo!
We were having a little dance there.
Technical.
Yeah, that was good. Anyway,
After a brief time being robots, you make your way back to the mess den. When you return, you can see that things are much as they were left. The people who were there before. Varney is very much enjoying himself right now. Still got like his feet up on the table, and next to him you can see Sadie is sat on one of the chairs. Just she's sat up like cross-legged on one of the chairs, and she's just like looking back and forth. You can see her ears doing like the cat thing of like looking in every direction. So, like,
Was she
and
eating
she's
the
trying
fish?
to like
I'm surprised she's still around.
keep looking, and you
She
can
got a
see Lady
fish.
Selwyn is just sat there, and she's been given a cup of something, and she's just holding the cup and just staring, like got like the
The glazed
yeah,
eyes.
eyes completely glazed over, just like, still covered in blood.
Can I talk with her?
Yeah. What do you want to say?
I suggest we all get off the street.
Yeah, I
just
think we're
see-
back in the cafe
Are we
now.
actually in the cafe or are we on the street outside?
We'll say that you're able to get just go inside because you had previously
Yeah.
been outside, but you can go inside. It's easily
Yeah,
enough
yeah,
to do.
that's probably a good idea.
Yeah,
Yes.
Alex, what did you want to say to your mum?
Okay. Hey mom, look at you. I would say this is not funny, but how did you end up like this?
I would like to ask her if she has any wounds.
Any what?
Any wounds?
Oh.
If you ask if she has any wounds, she just shakes her head and is just like, the blood is not mine.
Oh, okay.
Sexy lady.
He says about
showed
his
you.
mother.
Gloss over that.
Yeah, let's not go there, Ellen.
That's a role play we don't want to enact.
God,
No
stop
gaming
calling you
for
Freud.
today.
Instead of Fran.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are safely sat inside. There's kind of like a moment when we get like a wide shot of the entire table, and you can see people in like various states of wounded, covered in various different kinds of blood, and sat on the center of the table. There's just a still slightly bleeding, sludgy Quaggoth head, and then a guy comes over to you to like put some drinks down on the table. And it's just like on
You like it?
Point at the
He's
head.
my new friend.
What, the head?
He looks at the head, and as he does so, like the tongue of like the Quaggoth just goes like out and up onto the table, and he's just like,
What does Jenkins think of this head?
"Ooh."
Yeah, here Jenkins, carry this.
Yeah, Jenkins. Oh, I'm so happy to see you.
He's just like staring back and forth between the head and Lady Selwyn, just being like,
Don't mind it. It's all good. It's all good, Jenkins. Maybe we'll have use of this hat, so that's why I took it with me. You see, you should always think about this kind.
Can I get like a fork and like poke it and a use of this?
I'm gonna just hold on. I'm gonna just put my hand on Jenkins' shoulder, really sort of nonchalant, say to him, "You realise your master's gonna make you eat its brain." And then I'm gonna just turn around and drink my drink.
Jenkins.
Don't listen to the spider lady. Never listen to the spider lady. Don't trust her.
Like the moment that she's finished saying the word brains, he just vomits on the table,
Oh.
and then like he like catches his breath, kind of like, "No, thank you."
Oh, Jenkins.
I just chuckle into my drink.
Can I see somewhere some kind of material where I can package the head in? Some some fabric or something?
It's just gonna
Oh,
bleed
this-
through.
Why do we
This
want
place
this?
is like full of fabrics, like
Yeah, but some fabric that's not precious and pretty, something that's
Like a
looks
sack.
cheap.
Something
Yeah,
made out of alligator that's like waterproof, so the blood doesn't drip out.
make a perception check.
Okay.
Oh dear.
Okay, yeah. You're looking around this bar and trying to figure out if any of the things would be like waterproof, and then you look down on the kind of the floor, and you realize that there's kind of like a rug that's been placed down on the floor of the bar, and you can see that the rug appears to actually be like made of a Quaggoth.
What a coincidence.
Sounds useful.
Yeah. Oh, the iron.
Can I see the guy who is owning this place?
Yeah, he's currently behind the bar. He's in the middle of washing out a couple of tankards.
I look at him and ask him, "Hey, can I have this rug? Do you need it? Can you replace it somehow? I could really make use of it."
He looks very confused at the question, and then you can see him in his head just being like, and he's like, "Give me 10 gold for it."
10 gold for a bloody rug.
I have to stick with character. Yeah, fine, sure.
Pleasure doing business. Rug's yours.
My character doesn't care about money, so.
So now you have a nice Quagoff rug to match your Quagoff head.
You almost turn it into like a cape.
Great, I package the head in it and I try to somehow attach it to my belt, like...
I don't understand
Somehow.
this. So, you are always talking about Dolara and the beauty, and I mean, we're beauty people, but why do we need this head?
You have to there's beauty in everything, and this thing didn't die just to be nothing, so I will try to find its beauty and use it for something.
I elbow
Okay.
Jenkins as she says this, and I go, dude, wait for your name day.
Yeah. In my insight, I think it's like, yeah, she's behaving like a psychopath, but okay. Okay.
God has its ways.
I'm going to sniff the drinks just see if there's anything really weird about them. That's already
What?
affected them in some way. Sort of like
As Gimbal
looking
brings
at
his
them,
head
think-
near my drink, I whack him.
Yeah, sure.
No, I just package it. I put it on my belt.
I guess. Yeah, I guess make a perception. Yeah, make a perception check.
Let's have a look. Well, nice and quick the system today.
I look at the dog in the background. She looks really annoyed.
Yes, she does.
Like,
Gimbal, you can tell that like the drinks are like cheap and probably a little bit watered down, but they're not like dodgy. They don't have anything in them they're not supposed to.
Okay, so they're just acting weird because they're weird, not because they've drunk something.
It's
Okay,
probably
good to know.
because we've got a head on the table.
I
Yeah.
take away
Quite
the
off.
head and package it and put it on my belt. It's
Okay.
not on the table anymore. It's gone.
All right, now we've sorted the head situation out, which is not a sentence I'd be saying tonight. Got to get out of the city.
Yeah, back to that.
Yeah.
The real problem.
Sadie kind of pipes up and is just like, "Yes, so I just want to get this out on the table, just while we're being honest and candid with each other. You lot are kind of messed up.
Thanks.
Just putting it out there. Now I've received my payment, and I was supposed to get you to here, so I've kind of reached the end of my current contract. If you want to pick up my services to do more for you, then that can be arranged. But
Can you get us out of the city?
Come on, Sadie, I did give you some lovely choice tuna.
I thought it was salmon. Make your mind up, guys. God.
Tuna, salmon, it doesn't matter, fish.
Chairman.
Salmon, yes.
Yeah, she's looking at the fish and it's just like, whilst I do appreciate the thoughtful gift, I had been hired on with monetary gain as my my driving force, and so far I have received
Hi, Leia.
a gun and some fish.
Senola.
So, you know, if there was going to be anything more, then I'm more than happy to give you back this lovely fishy gift and call it quits. But if you're going to want me to do more, then I'm going to need some actual coin.
Well, how much coin are we talking?
Well, you lot have been kicking up quite a stink around the city. So,
Speak for yourself.
let's see. I'm gonna need, I think, about 10 gold each from each of you to get you out the city. And honestly, I'm just gonna say this. This is not my specific area of expertise. I more kind of work within the city, you know. I'm not much one for smuggling in and out, so I'm not sure how much help I'm gonna be to you.
Then you don't get.
Oh,
10,
but
you get
maybe,
5.
but maybe she knows somebody who's proficient with
We've already been
smuggling things
speaking
in
to
and out.
somebody. Sadie, we've already been speaking to somebody to try and get us exit, but we couldn't get a definitive answer at the moment. We can't go through the front gate. There's too many people.
When you say you've spoken to someone, she kind of
We spoke.
she goes like, "This the guy who works here, yeah?"
That's the person. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know him. He's a decent enough sort. I think he's probably going to be more used to you than I am. He's more kind of on the whole imports and exports side of business, if you get my meaning.
And we're definitely exporting.
That's what we need.
Definitely.
Exporting us. But no, it's all right. The others weren't aware of this, so it's fine. Thank you, Sadie. You've been a fantastic help. Sort of give up and give her a little bow.
She nods like appreciatively, and then she says, "Right, well, I'd say it's been a pleasure doing business, but that would be a massive lie. You lot are crazy, and I honestly hope I never see any of you again. Love you all, bye."
Bye.
Something like just
Bye.
heads out towards the door and off into the streets beyond.
Oh, I liked Sadie.
I'm a bit miffed she didn't like her fish. What an ungrateful cat.
I'm pretty sure she did like it. She took it as payment after all.
Like all cats.
But more importantly, she's still alive.
Yeah, that's the important bit, right?
Yeah, we haven't got her killed.
That is good.
Yeah, but she
Oh, and
doesn't
Hawk
see
is
us
also
again.
fine.
We tick that up.
Yeah,
for
thank
you.
God. Hawk's still okay. And Jenkins is okay.
Don't say anything
Yeah.
too soon, guys. We're not even out of the city yet.
No, I just mean after that battle. I'm not like...
I won't let.
No
I won't
way
let them
they're
die.
gonna die. They won't.
No.
Okay, well, you can't say things like that.
Right, as we're counting this as a short rest, can we get some health back?
Twice.
Oh yeah, absolutely. This is a short rest.
It's your fault, Carl.
I didn't take
Okay.
any damage, so
So what do you get for short rest?
Yeah,
Sorry,
what he
you,
said.
You can't get spells.
I
Oh
would
no,
love-
you can't get spells.
I
back.
would love
I'll
a
double check.
long rest. Can we take a long rest?
We have to
If
leave
you
the
guys
city.
are planning on spending the night here, then yes.
Oh wait, we can.
I
Well,
would-
we can, but
I
we
would
need to hear from
hire
our...
Yeah, you could hire a room here, but like,
Do we want to?
Yeah.
No.
I would really like to
Oh,
get my
God.
spells back.
Well, I can't remember because it's been 2 weeks. I can't remember what the guy in the alleyway actually said he was gonna do.
We have to wait.
He
for
said he'd
him
get back to
anyways.
us, yeah.
he had
Right,
said
that was it,
that he
yeah.
had a potential way out for you to the city. He would he'd go and sort it and come back and meet you. And the thing that he specifically asked is, you're not afraid of cramped spaces, are you?
Right. Yeah. Well, we haven't got Horsey Boy anymore, so we should be okay.
Horsey boy.
That was my name for him.
Russian Hooves, wasn't it? Oh, I said
Yeah, Russian Hooves.
There you go.
Okay,
you go.
question. How long are we going to be waiting for this guy? Have I got an hour to cast my spell?
I would say you definitely have an hour.
Sweet, I'm casting my spell.
Well, I'll say to everyone that we've organised somebody to try and get us out of the city, but it could be a time. It might be a good idea if we lay low here for the night. We could all do some rest, get ourselves cleaned up.
I don't think staying in one place for the whole night is a good idea. Like, the best time for us to escape is going to be the night because it's dark.
Yeah, I'd say short rest and go.
Because this is going to be one of the
They
few
are
places
looking
the
for
guards will never
everybody,
come.
and we are literally sitting ducks if we stay too long in one place.
Okay,
Yep.
I'll say from a purely mechanical standpoint, that this is going to be kind of a little bit metagamey, but I'm going to say that like you will be safe to stay here for a long rest overnight.
All right, fine,
Like-
do it.
It's a dodgy,
Okay.
it's a dodgy place,
Okay.
and pretty much if you rented a room and guards came in and were like, have you seen these people? The guy behind the bar would just be like, no.
All right, fair enough. Awesome. Health goes up. Spells
Okay.
go up.
You guys get a
Okay,
little-
okay. Can I be, like, annoying and cast my spell before we start the long rest so then I get it back again?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
Sweet.
good girl.
See, I'm getting into this shit, yeah.
Yeah, you are.
We're streaming.
Okay,
Ooh, I
so you're
Get my
casting
free spell
Find
back.
Familiar, yes?
I'm just trying to work out which one I want. Give me a sec.
Okay.
Pick a good one. Pick a good one.
I'm thinking either poisonous snake or rat.
Pick a rat bean.
Well, I was thinking that because we're going into a small space, which presumably is going to be like sewers or something. But I wondered if a snake might be better because it's probably quieter than a rat.
I mean,
No, rats can pretty.
they're kind of equal.
Yeah.
And like, if you're talking in terms of the kind of noises that a creature would make, just like in general, you can command your creature to just be quiet.
Okay. What does everyone think? I can get bat, crab, cat, frog, brackets toad, hawk, lizard, octopus, owl, poisonous snake, fish, rat, raven, seahorse, spider, or weasel.
Freaking octopus.
Yeah, I know, right? That would be useful.
Sorry,
Just
Yeah,
have it stuck
be
to your
good.
face all the time
just
we're
because I
walking
got the
around.
image in my head and I need to share it with you all. When you said hawk, I imagined literally just a tiny hawk.
Oh, can I please do that? Oh my god, that'd be amazing.
Like a
How far?
chimney version that follows us around.
Oh,
How
sits
far
on
can
my
you control
shoulder
it?
and like, how far? What? Sorry.
Can you control this?
It's kind of like it controls itself. When it's within 100 feet of me, I can communicate with it telepathically, bleh. And also as an action, I can see through its eyes and hear what it hears.
Oh, you
I'm
got to get a
gonna vote-
hawk or a crow
Something
or
that
something.
flies can be useful.
I'm gonna vote rat.
Yeah, something that flies will be good, but for the moment, I feel like a rat would be better.
Yeah. Bear
Rats
in
can
mind,
get through doors pretty
you
quickly.
can recast the spell
Yeah.
to change what it is. So,
I know, but I need another hour to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, a disposable pet. I'm bored
But
of
you
that
have
one.
to
Just
give
get
it a
another
cool
one.
name, like something boss.
Okay, so if I call it Ratatouille, are you gonna like that?
You can call it whatever you like,
Obvious.
but no.
Okay, well, what's a good name for a
Kickstarter's
rat?
I don't know. Bartholomew.
Bartholomew.
It's not a
What
very
was that,
fancy
Carl?
name, to be honest.
Dave.
Dave.
It's got to be Dave every time.
You can call him Donald.
Bramble. Bracken.
Rattus.
Rattus.
I'll go
Got
with
a-
Bartholomew.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, can call him Bart then.
Yeah, that's true. Where do I even put that on my sheet?
So,
Literally.
Is there, a note? There must be a note section, isn't there?
yeah, there's a note section that you can put stuff in one of the tabs, and also basically I'm going to give you so you're choosing a rat, yes?
Yes.
Okay, give me a second.
Put it under equipment.
Bartholomew. How the hell do you spell that?
R-A-T.
Bartholomew?
Bart.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Let's change the name
Hold
and
on.
call it Ratatat or something like that.
No. Hold on. Yeah, Bartholomew.
Oh, Mew, like that,
Yeah.
right?
No, it's got two O's.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Bartholomew.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Barthol.
I've
Not
got
next
it.
week.
I've
though.
got it.
Bartholomew.
Come on,
That's
Tammy, hurry
one,
up.
That's one. No.
Oh, I see.
Maybe
Oh,
choose a
please
name that's not-
get a cat and name it Bartholomew, please.
Okay,
Change the
and
form.
when
Yeah,
I
so
get
you
a
can
cat,
do
that is what his name will be. Its name
Okay,
will be.
so basically, we're going to change Bartholomew every time you change your animal. We're just changing the mew to what the sound makes.
Sweet, sounds good. Okay.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Can we have a break now because I need a wee?
Oh, that's a good idea.
We'll take our break now as your characters also take a break.
Yay!
Yay.
Timing.
thank you for coming back, guys. And now we're going to continue with tonight's episode. So, you guys spend the night in this mist den. It's very gaudy on the interior. You're able to pretty easily rent however many nights, how many rooms for the night that you would like. So, usually there'll be like a bed in each room. So depending on how friendly you guys feel like being with your new friends, would depend on how many rooms you want to.
Hey,
get.
Vixen.
Hi.
Wow, is that all I get? Come on, I winked and everything.
Oh, I didn't see the wink.
Oh, I'm not doing it again. You missed it.
I was too busy in my drink.
Jesus.
You missed all the fun, Kato.
So yeah, like, how many rooms are you guys gonna rent?
I will share my room with Jenkins, so I need one for 2
Oh,
people.
lucky Jenkins.
Okay.
I
But-
don't really mind.
How big are the rooms? Can we just have one with
Yeah.
6 people in there?
It'd be pretty cramped. Like you could get a room, you could get like the room and have all of you stay in there, like pretty much, but it would be very cramped, and there'd basically only be enough room for 2 people in the bed, and the rest are just on the floor.
I wouldn't mind that, I
There's
guess.
currently 8 of us, isn't there?
Yeah.
Sadie's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah, we
eight,
should at
seven.
least take 3 rooms.
Yeah, 8. Sorry.
We'll leave Elland with his mum.
No, please, I don't want.
Like I say, after comment,
No.
after the comment
I guess-
earlier, are you sure?
As soon as this discussion starts
God.
happening, like Lady Selwyn just walks up to the bar and just like pays him the money. Is like, I'd like my own room, please.
Thank you.
I want to be next door to her because I'm supposed to be looking after her.
Okay, yeah, easy enough to do. The rooms are like a silver for a night. Like, they're nothing special. Like, so you're having like, you guys said like 3 rooms for the night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
probably
Yeah,
good.
be alright.
Well, between us, or is that not including the lady?
That's between 7 of us.
Between you guys, between 7 of you, and then she's got her own.
Well, I
room.
mean 8 if we're counting Bartholomew, but he doesn't take up much space. So.
No. He'll just like snuggle.
Can
into
sleep in my
whatever
pocket,
space
yeah.
there is.
Yeah, he will.
Okay, so yeah. So it'll cost like 3 silver between you. You can decide who's going to pay that and who isn't.
I'll leave that up to the others to sort out.
Alright, Gimbal's paying.
Ah,
Everybody, raise your hand if you thought Gimbal should pay.
I haven't been paid yet. I haven't even been paid.
Sorry, mate, you're outvoted.
I've got no money. Ah,
Don't leave shit up to us,
and
mate.
Leave that an attack. I love
that is... Oh, I don't know what Ellen's doing there.
I wanted
Oh,
to
that's
see
a
the
bit weird.
Yeah, I wanted to see the damage.
Weird.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry, I'll do the damage. Oh, it didn't work.
Nothing.
I
Oh.
have
there
damage.
you go.
Blank.
Ineffectual.
All good.
It's
ineffectual.
literally-
0
just
damage. It's just a smack round the head.
Yeah. There you go. I shall pay the money since I seem to have been volunteered by everybody. But it will go on a bill with expenses, under expenses, and double it. Yeah, I spent the evening the night before just chatting to Varney and just relaxing, but that's what it looks like I'm doing. But I'm actually just keeping an eye out for anybody who seems to be keeping an eye out at the front, looking at the front of the building, keeping an eye out for something like that.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to get my spells back. Sorry.
Yeah, you guys all get your spells back, and if you want to, then you can have. Basically, there's going to be like, if you want to have people like on lookout during the night to make sure that everything's okay, then you can do that without taking any penalty.
Definitely.
But you'll need to do it in like 3 shifts.
Definitely.
Yeah, we should do that.
So,
Yeah, I can take a
Definitely.
shift.
I'll take midnight.
I'll take the early morning shift, I guess.
I take the last one. I don't know.
Who's taking the first one?
Oh, yeah, then it's the first one.
okay, so
There you go. He's not looking.
Oh, are you pointing at Fran? Like, all of the cameras are in a different way, so
Yeah.
you are, like, top
Oh,
left
right.
for me. So you're just, like, pointing into the air.
You face above my screen.
Yeah, same.
Oh, right, okay. Okay. So, yes, there you go.
Okay. So you take first shift. Make a perception check.
Dun dun dun.
No, please. I
Oh.
want to sleep.
Oh.
Ooh, dear.
Okay.
That's it.
So
I mean, he did say we'd be safe here for a night, so...
you volunteered to take the first shift, and whoever's taking the second shift, when you come to relieve him, he has just fully fallen asleep in the middle of the bar.
Yeah, I like that.
I literally just walk up and kick him. Awake.
Kick the bar stool out from underneath them.
Yeah, anything, just to wake him up quickly.
Damn it, Ellen.
For reference, when we're outside, you do that again, I won't be kicking you away. Go on,
I'm
up
s-
to bed.
I'm sorry, but it is obviously a really calm night, so I just fall asleep.
Just shake my head at him wearily. Go on, up to bed.
Yeah.
This is
Okay.
where I failed the perception check.
So who's got whose rooms? Who's in what rooms? Because we've got 3 rooms. How are we divvying them up? Who's with who?
Yeah, I guess one room is for the holy couple. The other is for you and
But I don't mind sleeping on the
Kata?
floor and any chair, so...
yeah.
So
I
then
think that the last one is for
You and
the
Gimbal.
Gimbal and Hawk.
And you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I guess.
Cool.
It's easy. Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm just with Kata.
Yeah, works.
Awesome.
fair enough.
Yep, works for us.
So yeah, for the second one, make a perception check for the midnight shift.
Here we go. See, I really shouldn't have thought that through.
Ah, you're right.
There you go. There you go. See?
Yeah. Things seem to be slowing down as you'd kind of expect. You see a fair number of kind of shifty people coming in, but you get more of the sense that like that's just the clientele of this place.
I was going to say, it's a
No,
shifty
no.
place.
It's a shifty place. Like
I'd be more worried if there wasn't shifty people.
Yeah,
coming in.
exactly. Then we
yeah,
know something's up.
At one point, fairly at one point, kind of around about 2 a.m. There's kind of a knock on the door, rather than someone just walking in, and the barman goes to answer it, and you can see that there is a city guard there, but he just basically hands them one of the same scrolls that you saw earlier, which had the faces of the people on it, being like, if you see these people, report them to the city guard. And the guy just looks at me, he's just like, I haven't seen anything, but thanks, and then just hands it back.
Good boy.
Calm down, you two.
She started it.
Okay, and the final shift.
Yep. Sorry, I don't have my character sheet open. 1 second. What am I doing? Perception.
If you're taking the final shift, then yeah.
Oh, there you go. No problems.
Again, like at this point, basically the most of the city is just quiet. You're able to pretty easily keep an eye out, and apart from the standard guard patrols going kind of by outside, you don't see anyone who seems to be particularly taking an interest in you. There's a couple times when you see the barman looking over in your direction, but then he just kind of like he's eyeing you up in kind of a strange way, but other than that, doesn't seem to be anything particularly weird going on. Like he doesn't do anything, just kind of stays behind the bar.
Is it the same barman or did it switch?
It's the same one.
Okay.
And it's around about this time that as your kind of shift is coming to an end and the others are starting to wake up, it's around about this time that the half orc that we'd spoken to before comes back in. Seemingly, he's arrived back from whatever it was that he was trying to sort out. And he comes in and just stands at the bar and orders a drink, and seems to take a seat on one of the bar stools. So yeah, you guys awake, and you feel moderately rested. For a few of you, getting up, you start to get that feeling when you're like, oh, I can feel the bruises coming in from yesterday. Oh no. But apart from feeling a bit groggy, like, you feel pretty okay, and you manage to get a decent night's sleep and get back all your spell slots and all your health and all of that.
Which is surprising.
So yeah,
So, I'm already awake, right? So, did you say he sits at the bar or at the table? At a table.
he's just sat at the bar.
Okay, so I'm gonna just sort of stand at the bar next to him and order a drink and nod at him.
He nods back and he gives you like some of the symbols back in his can. You're like, yeah, I remember. And then he turns to you, kind of in like a kind of like a subtle way, and is like, I'm not turning to face you, but I'm kind of like turning around to look like into the bar in general, kind of like rest against the back, and he's just like, "We waiting for your stumpy friends to talk about business, or should we just go on with it?"
Yeah, we'll have to wait for him. Alright, oh no, I don't want to do that, it's fine. Yeah, we'll wait for him to come down. It shouldn't be long.
Okay. So yeah, what the rest of you guys do? Like, you've woken up?
I guess so. I'm always waking up with the sun, the light.
There is no sun. You're in the Underdark.
No sun.
Fuck. My own sun.
5 years
My
ago,
own
someone
son.
You
told
know
you.
when it's sunrise, and you wake up then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My
just
inner
get yourself
son.
cleaned up and go down.
Yep. Oh, I'm not wearing my armor. I carry it with me and want to sit down and polish it, since it's a little bit, it's not that shiny as it should be.
It's covered in blood.
Yeah.
I go downstairs looking totally not morning ready, and I order a flagon of ale, dark, and a big breakfast of some sort of pork thing.
Two of those breakfasts.
Yeah,
Is
me
it
and
really-
Jenkins would take a breakfast as well, I guess.
A breakfast for all of you is probably coming to around about 2 silver.
Hey, Gimbal. It's alright, I'll get this one. I'll get this one.
Put it on Gimbal's tab.
Is the place really crowded? Or
No, it seems pretty quiet.
Sorry, the currency, I just have to check. Because there's the triangle shape that's like silver, and then there's like a round one as well. Which one is it?
Let me have a look for you on your sheet, because I don't remember what it looks like. Give me a second. It's the triangle ones.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Electrum. Is it Electrum under?
Yeah, the one in the middle is
under gold?
Electrum. I'm ignoring Electrum because Electrum is terrible and no one likes Electrum.
Nobody uses
Okay,
it.
cool.
Why did
I
they-
never
fine.
played a party where they used it.
It
Breakfast is
just-
on me, guys.
Wow,
Um,
thanks.
Okay, order everything. No.
Okay. Like,
Do we need
Well,
to go
that's
over
the
this again,
kitchen.
one
Gimbal?
of every drink, please.
They're not leaving today.
how did you do that smacks gimbal thing?
Put it in my tax.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
I'm being put upon.
I bought you breakfast, sharp.
we can see kind of like you guys getting served your breakfast at the table. We can see
Shit.
there's
Sorry.
the few of you looking kind of like a little bit like rough, ready for the morning, and then we can see at the end of it you can see Idris with her armor kind of like buffing it to a shine, and then next to her you can also see Jenkins with his tiny armor comparatively also trying to buff it to a shine.
Aww.
I'm
Look at
so
them shine.
proud.
Why don't I buy some armor?
Some proper armor,
We
yeah.
have, yeah, but we have to find a shop where we can do that.
I feel like we
need
need to get out
that.
the city first.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Right,
I mean, I'd also
I'm
just point
gonna...
out from a meta perspective, he has better armor than most of you.
That is
already.
true.
Yes. But we
I'm
have
gonna-
to make it pretty.
Is this
Yeah.
guy still at the bar, or...?
Yeah, he's just standing there, like, waiting.
So I'm gonna, like, nudge Gimbal and, like, nod my head at the bar. And be like, we should get a drink.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good to me. Walk over.
So I'll do the same as what I did earlier and stand next to him and...
I'm looking up a little bit.
We've
confused.
Head,
now
shoulders.
just bought- Unfortunately, we've now just bought a house. Excellent. So yeah, so in Thieves Camp, just sort of saying to him. So is the
What's
exit
the
ready?
deal?
What's it? How's it going down?
What's happening, man?
Well, let's just say I've got to take some goods out of the city on a pretty routine shipping trip later today. I'm going to be shipping a little bit of this, and then he kind of like he's wearing like a kind of longish coat, and he kind of pulls it open. You can see that he's got vials of kind of red sandy looking dust. And he like looks at that, and then he like looks down at like the little kind of like shisha contraptions under the table, and you can see the same kind of red dust
okay.
as in the bottom of those. It's like gonna be taking some out and bringing some back in. You know, pretty standard. I take out the empty barrels. I come back with full ones. Except this time, barrels aren't going to be quite as empty as before. If you catch my drift.
Yeah, I'm sure we can. There's none of the party is particularly bulky, are they?
No, not really. Idris's armour,
No,
but...
okay.
Kind of.
Yeah.
For a woman, I'm
Yep.
kind of big, but I should be able to put myself into a barrel.
Yep. No, that
It's a
sounds good.
unit, but not an absolute unit.
So, what route is this going to take us? How are we going via the dagger? Daggers? What is that? Dagger Bay! Are we going via Dagger Bay? Or, like, is it on boat or is it on
We're going by
donkey? Road,
Road.
yeah.
Road
Gonna
is
be
good.
taking you out through one of the gates and directly out further down the road. You guys can hop out and make your own way.
Which gate?
Once you're out of sight, of course.
Which
Just,
gate is it?
I've done this a couple times before, but never with this many people. So we're gonna have to rely a little bit on luck here.
Oh, good.
Sometimes they check
That's
the barrels. Sometimes
That's
they
okay.
don't.
We've been really lucky so far.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Which gate are we going through?
We'll be going through the southwest gate.
That's good.
Well, that's the one we're nearest to, but I'm not sure if it's good.
Yeah. Well, no, 'cause that's the good one because at least we actually know how many guards there because we spotted it yesterday.
True.
That, you know, if it does go pear-shaped, we know what we're dealing with.
How many barrels have you got?
I'll be taking a very large number. I've got about 15 that I'm taking.
Okay.
You know,
So-
sometimes it pays to have someone with some decent muscles around.
Yeah.
We'll
on
be
the
going
pub-
southwestern gate because depending on who's on duty there, sometimes if it's the right people, I can make a bit of a deal with them, and maybe they don't check for contraband this time.
On the
Fine.
note oh, sorry, you go.
Oh yeah. He just says sometimes I'm not so lucky on who they get on guard rotation, and sometimes they keep a little bit of merchandise for themselves. Pretty standard deal.
Hold on,
Let's
hold
just
on.
hope
So,
that-
on the way out of the city, they'll check your barrels and potentially keep some of the merchandise for themselves
From
Only
the
if
empty barrels.
from the empty barrels.
Only if we've got the wrong people on the gates. but
So they're gonna keep an empty barrel for themselves.
No, he keeps some of the dust on him to give to them.
Right.
the barrels aren't completely empty, just like
Okay.
mostly. Got to have something, you know.
So if anyone's got
otherwise-
asthma, we got a problem.
Do you normally go out on your own?
I mean, it's normally me and the spider pulling the cart, but
Oh, spider.
Right, when they were showing the sheet,
This
you know,
is
that
nice,
when we were walking through the city, they showed the sheet of who they were looking for. It was basically Kada, Idris, Ellen, and the lady, wasn't it?
And
No,
Selwyn.
I'm not.
Yeah, not
it
Idris.
was
It was
Kada,
Idris.
Ellen, the lady, and some guy that you haven't seen at all who appears to be wearing a mask.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I know him.
So
Oh, did
basically,
you-
me and Vixen went on there, were we?
No.
On the list.
You, Vixen, and Idris are not on there.
Okay.
And of course Jenkins isn't as well.
It may be a good idea if there's somebody up the front cart with you. There is one or two of us who are not known to the guards. Obviously, we can help out if there's any problems then.
And it's if you've got 15 barrels and there's only 4 of us in them, there's much less chance of them actually picking one with us in.
Makes sense, yeah. Stacks the deck in our favour a little bit.
Hmm.
We can try and arrange it so that they're not some of the, you know, not in the barrels that are more easily accessible. Might put them off trying to check them.
Yeah, plus if there's not as many people in the barrels, if there's not hide, we'll have somebody at the front.
Yeah, sounds
Okay,
good.
we'll organise that near the time, but yeah, when are you leaving and how are we going to do this?
Well, I'm pretty much ready whenever you are. I'm supposed to be taking it out sometime today, but you know, I can delay it till this afternoon if there's something you need to get done.
Okay, we'll check with them. Where are the barrels now? Can we get out of sight?
He kind of like gestures to like a back entrance of the place. He's just like, got my back.
Okay. We'll go back and let everybody know then, and then when we're ready to go, we'll let you know, and then we'll all meet out the back and get ourselves sorted.
Sounds good.
Excellent. Thank you. Just give them a bit of. Actually, no, don't give them a shake of the hand because that'll look a bit too obvious. Yeah, just a little acknowledge and then take a drink, and then we go and sit down with everybody else.
He just kind of like, not at no point during this conversation has he made eye contact with either of you. He just kind of nods and it's just like
Cool.
finishes off his drink and puts it on the bar and heads out the back.
Okay, come and sit down with everyone.
Ditto.
Right, we've got an exit out of the city. This is keeping our voices down, obviously.
Let's hear
There's some barrels out the back. Basically, most of us are going to be going in the barrels.
Well, it's
Hidden
about
within
half and
them.
half, funnily enough.
Yeah, and then we're going to be travelling out in the city. Fairly standard procedure to take the barrels out. He's well known by the guards, but one of us is going to be at the front. One, so in case something goes wrong at the gate, but also two, if he does something wrong.
Well, only 4 of us are wanted, so those of us. So,
We
In ball.
we don't want to overload the front of the cart too much.
well, no,
If
but
there's
you
3
can
or 4
just
people.
walk
We
and
can just
pretend to
walk.
be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I suppose. Yes, that's a good idea.
It's
We can
only
walk-
Like normal
myself, Ellen,
passengers.
Selwyn, and Hawk that actually need to be in barrels.
So one person
Well,
be on
I
the barrel.
don't particularly agree there. Me and Idris caused a big scene. We're going to be recognised. I'm pretty sure they're going to be talking about her blessed armour.
True.
Mm,
Maybe.
No, maybe about it. You're going in a barrel.
Will my cape work on her?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Will
It'll
it
work on her
stop
design.
her glowing and stuff? Because obviously she.
I can just cover my hair.
Yeah. Basically, you can cover yourself up to a certain degree. Like, any bit of skin that is showing is going to have like a faint glow to it, but it's mostly like you can dull most of it by covering your hair up.
Oh, can I wear one of the outfits that the guys wore that Gimbal came with? You know, this
Oh,
desert outfit?
The guy's wearing like the desert head wrapping stuff.
Yeah, everything. I would like to have the whole outfit.
if you'd like to try and go clothes shopping, you can ask some of them if you can buy their clothes off them, I guess.
Yeah.
Or you could just take the cloak, sit on the back, and be the person that's making sure none of the barrels fall off the cart.
Yeah, I guess I
They
can
won't
do that.
pay
From what
much notice to you because of the cloak, and we're all good.
And from what
think-
we've seen, you're
Yeah.
definitely the most proficient in combat.
And
You'll
at
be a very good
lying.
person.
Like, basically everything that we need.
Jenkins at this point kind of butts and is just like, she is a true and honest woman. How
It's Jenkins. It's
Oh,
not
Jen-
that kind of
Jenkins.
lying. It's an honest lying. It's kind of hard to explain, but sometimes you have to lie for the greater good.
The greater
Jenkins.
good.
gets out
You
his little
didn't
notebook
see-
and he writes
Oh.
down the words honest lying question mark.
Oh, God. Jenkins, you didn't see her fine performance earlier. She tried to blame something on me so that she could get out of trouble. That's not honest lying.
It was
that's
just a
deception.
joke. You just don't understand my humor.
I would understand your humor if it was funny.
It was funny for me.
Humor isn't meant to be funny for you. It's meant to be funny for everybody. If it's only funny for you, nobody laughs. How is that humorous?
I guess you just. I don't know. I don't know.
I
This
I
this
drink
lady
my
is
drink.
so mean. I don't know. I
You
don't
see
care
me and
about
Kate
her.
talking about fish prices, and I just start laughing.
At this point, Lady Selwyn comes downstairs, and from the look of her, she's back to being like completely immaculate, like perfectly clean, like gracefully wandering down the stairs. Like, you know, she looks like she's wearing like perfect makeup.
Does
And
she
she
look
sits down
like
at the table.
herself?
She still looks like herself, yes.
Ah, idiot.
I lean over to Ellen. I think you should be the one to tell your mum that she's got to call inside her barrel.
Good luck,
Just
mate.
lean up again.
Yeah, fair enough. But
Yeah.
I think that she can disguise herself, right?
She can
She's
just
a-
go into the barrel.
Yeah, put her in a barrel. She's
Well,
very
Barrel.
If
Put
she,
her in a
if,
barrel.
if she can
Honestly-
disguise herself, that probably would be better because then it's one less person that's hiding in a barrel for them to find.
When she comes to sit down, if you guys are having the discussion about like whether she should be disguising herself or not, she
barrel.
says, "I feel that I should probably explain the situation from yesterday, which led to the unfortunate staining of my clothing with other people's blood.
I'd be more worried about the wounds I suffered, but crack on, love.
This is important information, so please, I would prefer if you did not interrupt me."
Ooh, burn!
Not really.
As we were making our way to our rendezvous point, we passed through a small archway in the city, one that I've passed through many
see.
times before.
See where this is going.
Unfortunately, it seems that doing so caused my current illusion spell to dissipate. If they have such a checkpoint set up at other points in the city, it is probably safe to assume that the same is going to be true of the main gates.
That is
Makes a
very
lot
important
sense.
knowledge.
Mhm.
'Cause
In
I
a
have
barrel
this-
you go then, love. Come on.
You don't like
Don't worry
Selwyn, do you?
about
You don't have a choice.
She kind of
Good
rolls
morning.
her eyes and is just like, very well.
But more importantly, Vixen, that is important because I was going to that power to try and get sitting myself. Because I myself can disguise. So
Well,
thank
not
you.
now.
I bow to her. Thank you for that.
Gimbal, you're half the size of the barrel anyway. It's the room to you. Get in the damn barrel.
He'll
I'm
be alright, he
walking
doesn't
out
need
the
it.
city. I'm walking out the city separately. So that they're, more importantly, if something goes wrong at the people who are not stuck in barrels, who can actually aid.
Well,
I can do that.
suppose nobody really knows who Gimbal is, do they?
No.
That's the way I like it.
But with Hawk's been seen. Where is Hawk? Is he with us?
He should.
Hawk is sat at the bar. The guys that were sharing the room with Hawk At no point during the night did he actually go to the room. He's just been sat at the bar the entire night.
Oh, bless him.
Like, he's kind of half asleep, like, with a drink in his hand, just like...
Poor one.
I go and get Hawk.
Give him some food.
I tap him on the shoulder.
What?
Hawk,
Yes.
we're discussing the exit strategy. Perhaps you want to eat something and come to the table so we can discuss.
Yes. Very good. Very
He
good.
can sleep in one of the barrels.
Hey, Barkeep.
No, no snorting.
Hey,
Sleeping
Barkeep,
in
do
the
you have
barrel
something
would not be my
stronger,
first
more like something to wake this chap up for us? Like maybe a coffee?
Or
You can
similar.
see, the guy kind of he heads over and he gets out this kind of he dips the tankard in kind of like this barrel that he's got, and he goes like, I mean, I don't really have much coffee or anything, but I think this might do the job. And then he just chucks water in Hawk's face.
Oh, poor Hawk.
Hawk is just like, okay, let's talk about things.
Yes! Good man. I like you, bartender.
That's the Hawk that we like.
Come on, Hawk. I grab him and I pull him to the table.
Yes, ma'am.
We've got an exit out of the city. Obviously
Exactly.
keeping the voice down, and we explain what the plan is with him and Civil going in barrels and some of us walking out separately.
Okay, yes.
Go for it.
Just as long as I can get out of the barrel again at the other end. I've had a bad experience. It was a whole weekend. Anyway, being trapped in a barrel is not fun.
There's a story there that you
Too
can tell us
much
when we're on the other
information.
side.
Oh, definitely.
Wait, was that to me or Idris?
Yes.
Love it.
Right, does anybody need to do anything you say before we go? Because once we
No,
leave,
let's
that's it.
go.
Out.
I can't. We
I'm a
can't
bit
really. Are you sitting on the back of the van then?
I guess.
Okay, so I'll just give you my cloak and you can wear that.
And I use something else underneath it to just cover up my hair and things, you know.
Well, like the head.
I was going to say you could use your rug.
Pregnant lady on the back of the cart.
Oh dear.
You can use your quag off rug to cover things up, but then you have the head to remove.
No. The head stays in the cover. I will use some. I will just look around and use some of the fabric that's
no.
laying.
Use the head. Be the pregnant woman. Oh, please.
No, but I have to. I have no. How should I fit it underneath my armor? That wouldn't
Well,
work.
the best thing, no, but you can put it under the cloak, and the best thing is you know, you can start being a hormonal pregnant lady, and people will leave you alone.
It's
You're very
everything
convincing.
about finding the beauty in all the things.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the right use for this. No, I use some different fabric that I can see around. Just grab it and put it over my hair, and then put on the cloak over it so no light gets through.
Okay, make a stealth check for me, please.
Will sport.
Okay, It's not my strength.
Oh.
Oh dear.
So
Yeah,
you
with the
can see
pregnant
there's
lady.
like various bits of fabric that are draped around. A few of them kind of like loosely attached to the wall. And as you go to grab one of them, the barman's just like, "Oi!" And then he points to like there's a sign that's written on like the wall that's like, "Leave the drapes where they are." It's just like,
I paid for the rug yesterday. That's just a giveaway to it, right? I just need a little bit.
what? And then like, this is a completely different barman. Like they've traded out, and then he's just like looking around. And he's just like, "What?"
Oh, I paid
rug?
the barman yesterday, so I can take fabrics when I need them.
Make a deception check.
Hey, you would make a brilliant thief.
Yeah. She's much better than I am.
He's done more thieving than either of the thieves this campaign.
Yeah.
I know. My character's more. Jesus.
I have to make my way through this.
That's the best disguise I've ever seen a thief in. Full armour and the great turn.
Yeah, the guy when you say that, he's just like, no. Look,
Just no.
if you paid for the rug, then why don't you just pay for some of that? Yeah.
Hey,
Okay, I
Idris.
give you 2 silver for it.
Idris, when are you due?
The guy looks really confused at this this jab, and he's just like, yeah, right, 2 silver, whatever.
Okay, I give him 2 silver and take fabric that I need to disguise myself.
Yeah, easy enough to do. Just as a point of order, so you know, you could have got that for like a single copper, but whatever.
I have no
You just
clue.
gave him more money, didn't you?
I have no clue.
I'm making
yeah,
note
he's
that
very
she's
happy
got
with
no clue about me.
So yeah, it's easy enough. You've got like it's a kind of weird gaudy fabric that's got like moons and stars and various different portions on it. It's like partly purple, and then it's got like a weird ombre that goes into green halfway round. Like it's very flamboyant, and Hawk sees it and is just like, nice.
I'm glad you like it. You can have it after we make it out of here.
That is the deal.
For the Barrow story.
Yes.
Yes.
Good trade.
I think for a story of that high caliber, you may need some more clothing to give me, but we can talk about that later.
Just casually like lean over and like rip the rest of the drape off and like.
But yeah,
That was really obvious.
I think she blushes a bit since she's not used to this type of talking. She gets a little bit red and starts to polish her armor again.
Aw,
She embarrassed.
Does Hawk go off to polish his armour?
what
No.
happens in the barrel stays in
No.
the barrel.
Oh,
If all at once, we can talk about it in the barrels.
Oh, remember PG, BG.
No, we're after the watershed. It's fine.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Anyway, so
So we meet-
if there's anything else that you guys want to do beforehand, then speak now or forever hold your peace. Otherwise, it's barrel time.
Yeah, it's barrel time.
Barrel time.
So who actually gets in the barrel?
Everyone but you and Idris.
And you?
Is it? Oh,
I'm going
I'm
in a
not getting
barrel.
in the barrel.
No, Vixen.
think
Why are
you
you going in a barrel, Vixen?
Why are you
not?
getting in the barrel?
because they
I've
killed
been
a lot
seen.
of people.
Yeah.
But the thing was is that the people outside the barrel, because one it's like, might go pear shaped with the guards, and two we don't trust the bloke driving the barrel.
Who saw you though? Because you were like hulking out.
I also scared 2
Guards.
people off, and they still know who we are.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, I don't have to. I can put my mask on, but people are still going to ask.
Yeah, it's it's probably not the best time to be wearing a House Korath mask right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm
you
going
get in
in
the
a
barrel. So basically, I go out separately, and they're all in the barrel, but with Idris on the back, pretending to be pregnant.
Jenkins is with you, I assume.
No,
Yes, it will work.
no pregnancy, no.
She's got my cloak. It's fine.
Jenkins is fine. He can go in the barrel and look after
Jenkins goes
Idris's
in the-
head.
Jenkins going in a barrel as well. Okay, so everyone's in a barrel,
Jenkins
right?
goes
Hey, Jenkins, have fun with that head, yeah?
And I'm gonna go out after the cart, but I'm about 50, 60 foot away, so that as the cart's going, I'll be catching up with it, but make sure the cart goes through first.
Okay. So you guys, from the perspective of you guys in the barrel, the lids get kind of like put on, and then you can hear kind of like the rickety cart just kind of like going across like loose gravel. if it's a fairly bumpy ride. It's not especially pleasant, and for most of you, you kind of have like your knees like tucked up against your chest, and you're like kind of cramped in a bit. For each of you that are in barrels, can you make a Constitution saving throw, please?
Oh no.
No.
Oh.
I can't believe they let me get away with not going in the barrel.
Oh, Ellen!
Oh,
Okay, I lose my
No,
legs.
Laura, you're not in a barrel.
It's Jenkins.
Oh dear.
Oh.
Oh, you're all really struggling.
Well, I'm not-
Oh.
everyone except Vixen. You have some real fun in that barrel. Being surrounded by
residue.
the lovely red mist,
Goody.
having a limited air supply. Very quickly, it becomes quite
Oh,
apparent to you that what you're breathing in is not entirely air at this point.
Okay.
So we all getting high.
Yeah, you're all gonna be baked.
Specifically,
Yeah, we're all getting high.
Jenkins is kind of okay. Like he's got like a pleasant buzz going on, and he's remembering a happy time.
Laura.
Jenkins is partying in the barrel. Jenkins like, yeah, this is nice.
As long as he's doing it quietly.
Yeah, he's
I
the
hope
most
so.
relaxed he's been in about a week. He's just like. But Kada and Elland, you are technically poisoned.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Okay.
You don't take any immediate poison damage from it, but for the next hour, the two of you are going to be at disadvantage on skill checks and saving throws
Oh.
because
Okay.
you are baked.
AF.
Baked in a barrel.
I can hear that, but not as long as you're in the barrel.
But it's like a good trip or like.
Oh yeah, it's the same as what you were experiencing before. So
Okay.
Elland, you go back kind of into the memory of you meeting Roland for the first time, and you getting to play the sitar and like kind of discovering your love for music.
Okay, so what cool, nice memory am I having, Cal?
You tell me, what's your happy memory?
Buying fish.
I don't even know. Her past's been so shit. Does she even have any happy memories?
Have you given her a thought of your backstory
Your
at all?
your least
Yeah.
terrible memory.
Okay, my least terrible memory, I guess, would be running down some alleyways with other kids, like running away from a stall owner that we just stole some bread from.
Nice.
Giggling and laughing.
Yeah.
And a good time.
Yeah.
Trying to outrun them.
So from your perspective, like the first thing, when you're like breathing in this this powder, you're like at first it kind of catches in the back of your throat, and you get like a very like strong herbal smell, and then the smell kind of shifts, and it becomes the smell of freshly baked bread.
Oh,
you
it's
go
the
back
best
into
smell
it.
in the world.
The sense memory of you having like just ducked around this corner. You see like the other friends that just like tried to steal this bread with you, like running off, and the baker like running after them, but you've managed to duck around the corner and get out of sight. And then in your hands you've got this freshly like still warm baked bread roll, and like you can split it open, and then you get like the strength of the smell kind of wafting up, and the warmth of it in your
Bread.
and yeah, you're having a real good time remembering this bread. Meanwhile, you're poisoned, but it's good
Super.
bread.
What
But
about
yeah.
Ellen?
He's having the same one as earlier.
Yeah, he's,
Yeah, probably.
yeah.
And I guess I'm
Um,
just not phased by it.
Yeah, from your perspective, you like you breathe it in, but your physiology is like slightly different to normal people, and it doesn't have quite the same effect on you. Like you feel like a little like weird, like a tiny bit spacey, but then you like shake it off and you're like,
I am making.
I
a
knew
note
it
of
was
that
white a minute ago.
For that for future advantage rolls.
So you're used to catnip, aren't you?
I'm not a cat.
Careful, mate.
Yeah.
She can't
I'm
slap me
just
now.
gonna
She's in a
put-
barrel.
Yeah, not at the moment.
Yeah, true.
We're gonna get out of these barrels eventually.
I
Okay.
don't know. I might sell you out yet.
From the perspective of the rest of you on the outside of the barrels, you go the kind of short procession down the road and towards this gate. And as you're approaching, the half orc is currently kind of sat on the saddle of his spider as it's pulling the cart. And when you approach the gate, he kind of turns around and he looks at both of you on in your positions near the cart, and he kind of like nods, just like kind of like a reassuring, like this will be fine.
Is anyone else really nervous?
Sorry.
Is anyone else really nervous?
No,
So he
because I'm not with you, so I'm fine.
he kind of brings the spider to a stop, and hops off. Walks up to kind of the front and like pats it on the side of one of its mandibles. Like, good guy. And then
Laura's having flashbacks.
and he walks up to the guard checkpoint. The guys on the outside of the cart, you're able to see that there appear to be 2 guards who are stationed like on either side of the actual gate, on like ground level.
To be clear, does that mean 4 guards?
You
Or 2?
No, as in
1 on
two,
each side.
2 altogether now that you can see, 1 on either side of the gate.
Mhm.
And then you'd have to make a perception check to see if you can spot any others. So
Me? Perception.
you
Is
can
Gimbal
roll
paying
to give
attention?
advantage to
Who's got good
Good.
perception?
yeah.
I would try to give advantage.
Gimbal, what's your perception?
It
It's
can't
not
be
too bad.
worse than mine. Oh, okay. I can give
Okay.
advantage.
You've given advantage.
Oh, I won't bother them.
I got a -1 on my perception, so
That's pretty good going.
So yeah, Gimbal roll with advantage.
Okay, so I'm just trying to find it. Ah, here we go.
Nice.
Great.
Oh yeah.
Smashed it.
You are
you
just like
see everything.
immediately you're just like eagle-eyed. Okay, one there. Like
There,
you can
okay.
spot that there's
Can you do that thing in
There's
Assassin's Creed where you like mark them?
I mean that is literally what Hunter's Mark is. Anyway,
Hey,
so yeah, you're able to spot that there is
Thanks.
one on the top of like each of the turrets of the gate that appear to be stationed at the top as well.
Mark's
And-
waving. I don't know if any of you saw that.
Hi.
They said hi. Oh, they're all waving back. You missed it. Come back quick.
No,
I can't
never
wave.
happen again. I will never wave again.
Oh, they're not waving again. You missed it. Carry on.
I'm
You had your
waving out.
chance. You missed it. Anyway, oh fine, I guess.
Hey, there we go.
So yeah, you and you're also able to tell briefly. You can see like those little kind of
Bless you.
arrow slits that have been cut
Thanks.
at various different points along the kind of height of this turret, and you can see at one point someone like there appears to be a shape moving inside. So you can assume that there is at least one more person inside the turret
Right,
arm
okay. I hate it being inside turrets.
that you can
Bless
see.
you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
So yeah, he approaches the gate, and let's do a luck roll.
Ah.
It's not- Oh, here we go. I'll be like loitering at the back, waiting, pay as if I'm paying no interest whatsoever.
Bless you.
Cool.
Oh, right.
So he walks up, and you can see that you're not able to hear from this distance, any of you, but he has like a very brief kind of like conversation with one of the guards there, you're able to see that it seems to be on kind of like seems to be on like fairly friendly terms. Like he doesn't seem to be having any difficulty or anything. And then he reaches down into his pocket and he hands over like a small vial of the the red mist over to the guy. And the guy kind of like takes it and then pockets it and like nods appreciatively and then gestures for you to bring the cart through.
Oh, thank God.
Perfect.
Yeah, I wait for the cart to go through, just sort of loiter at the back. But as it's nearly through, I start walking.
Yeah. As you kind of as you approach, as the cart is going through, noticing that you're loitering a little bit behind, your orc friend kind of like looks over to you and is just like, "Come on, don't dawdle. I haven't got all day."
Oh, okay, sorry, I just got distracted. Yeah, sort of run to catch up.
Yeah. And the guards don't give you like a second thought. They're just like, "Oh yeah, he's part of the group going through."
Cool.
I'm going to give one of them a perception check to see if they notice glowy woman on the back.
Can she do a saving throw with advantage because of the cloak?
The saving.
You don't want that.
No. The cloak
Okay.
gives gives her makes it more difficult for them to spot her to begin with. So
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
there will have to be. I think it's DC 14.
No clue.
What does that mean?
It should be somewhere on your sheet, Kada.
Oh, me? What?
Yes, because it's your cloak.
Oh, right. Sorry. What am I doing?
Check your cloak's DC.
It's not. I just added it to my equipment. I don't.
Oh, you can normally click the little. Oh, you didn't do a description.
No.
Okay. I will
I
briefly
think it's
look it
DC
up.
25.
Nice try.
I thought 35.
I'm sure I remember. I made a note.
Cloak of Elvenkind.
Is it in the compendium? Oh yeah, there it
I'm
is.
looking at it now.
Oh.
They have
When's-
disadvantage.
Yeah, they shouldn't have a. There is no DC. I have to roll a stealth check.
What's
I get
DC?
advantage,
Sorry,
they get
can someone
disadvantage.
explain me that?
It's a. There is no.
Difficulty check.
Yeah, it's the difficulty. So if I say DC 14, they have to beat a 14.
I thought I could wait long enough, but you will take the 14.
I appreciate the try,
I
but
hate those DMs who look up stuff.
so make your make your stealth check, and they are going to be at disadvantage to try and beat it.
Think positive fault. Think positive fault.
Oh.
Oops. Oops.
Well, I mean,
Okay.
it's not as bad as it could be.
Okay. Let's
I'm
see
really
how
bad
much
with these
I've
things,
done.
okay?
Oh, they're going to roll 20 or something, aren't
Why would you say that?
they? Because it's not me.
Look, they literally did. I mean, I know it doesn't count, but they literally did.
Yeah,
We
no,
will make use of this a
disadvantage.
lot of times.
I really need to add that to my thing. How do you do it?
So
you can
this
blame
guy, one of them as the cart is going through, there's a brief moment when the kind of head wrappings that you've got that are covering your hair to try and help, kind of slip just a little bit, and a little bit of light starts to emanate from out of the cloak. And the guy like puts a hand up and it's just like, hold.
Whereabouts
Uh-oh.
is he? Which guard is this? Is he above, to the side,
No, he's one of the ones on the ground.
behind?
Yeah, he'll be behind because we've already rolled out of the gate.
The cart is currently about kind of like halfway through the gate, like just the bottom, like the back half of it is like still inside the gate. So like he's about kind of like level with the back where you are, Idris. And he walks up to you. Is just like, I'm gonna need to see some identification, please.
Just slowly. Does anybody keep watching me at all?
No.
slowly put my hand on my short sword just in case.
Do
It's
I?
resting
Can
it
I
properly.
hear what's going on?
I
You
smile
will
at
hear
him.
it, but you are fully lost in the source.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I smile at him and I say, sorry, I don't know what you mean.
He looks kind of like frustrated, and then he just says, "Please put the hood of the cloak down."
I can't. It's part of my religion.
Stop playing
If
the
I do
religion
it, I will go
card.
to hell. I can't do that.
Dear.
Make a deception.
God.
Oh, for God's sake, the dark side, they've only got one religion.
It should be
God,
deception,
Sora.
surely.
Idris should have played the pregnancy card, but no.
No, I can't.
Surely it should be with advantage because she's wearing a cool cloak.
Because the
No.
gods trust the orc.
Oh, well, she's got the elven cloak of it. Yeah, she gets advantage.
It's got to be with
vote.
advantage. Advantage.
There you go, advantage. There you go.
The gods trust the orc and know him.
The orc turns around to basically be like, "Oh, don't worry about her. She's just a friend. I need to." And the guy's just like, "Give me a minute."
Oh God.
And he's just like, "Tell me, what religion would that be?"
How well can you think on your feet, Laura?
It's
Give me a
a
minute.
religion from far away. We believe in the great goddess. What is the spider goddess name?
Lol.
Lol.
Love. Whatever.
Obvious,
We,
right?
and she tells us to keep us covered from the
Lol.
unholy eyes
Say that.
From the sun.
in darkness.
He's gonna know.
I'm really. Give me a second. Give me a second. Where's this guy's character sheet gone?
We're going to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory.
I mean, it could go either way yet.
Okay. So the guy, like, he takes a couple of seconds, and then he just like drops to one knee, and he's just like, "I'm sorry, I did not realize I was in the presence of a priestess."
Oh,
Yes.
Take the hand off my short sword.
It's okay. You just do your duty. I appreciate that you try to keep us safe.
You are so full of shit.
And he stands back up again, and he gestures for the cart to keep moving. And he walks alongside the cart for a second, and he says, "Might I trouble you for a blessing?"
Get the sword out.
Lord, bless you.
oh God! I am cringing in the barrel because I'm the one not high. And
Oh yeah, you can hear it.
And I am literally cringing inside this barrel.
It works. I don't care.
He nods, and he's just like, thank you. 8 blessings, my lady. 8 blessings to you."
9 to you.
10 to you.
Whatever. Have a good day, my friend.
That's the queen, isn't it?
That's
Royal
the
like.
priestess in me.
So yeah, the cart continues on its way out of the city, and you guys manage to make it to a safe distance away from the city, about a mile or so. And after you've crested a gentle hill and gone down the other side of it, Gimbal, you recognise this hill, and last time you were here, there was some.
Oh God!
But thankfully, this time it doesn't seem to be
There's
any.
no devil dogs.
Yeah, there's no death dogs this time. At least
This
not
time.
yet.
That one we chased on you last time.
But yeah, once you crest over the hill and are significantly out of sight of the city, the orc hops down off the spider, and walks over to the barrels, and grabs a little kind of crowbar that he's got attached to his belt, and kind of walks up and heads over to the ones that you guys are in and like pops them open.
I'm just gonna like blink up at the light and be like, "What?
Where's the bread gone?
Who took my bread?"
Look in the barrel.
Yeah.
No, it's not in there.
I just breathe deeply, like.
Do I know if anyone carries water with him, or do I have water with me?
Oh, you'll all have water with you, like as part of your rations, yeah.
Okay, I take off the cloak and the clothes and just wash myself with the water. After lying about another goddess, I have to do this now. Clean myself first.
Because that's the worst thing you've done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. For her, it is.
Ah, true.
Easy enough to do. To do so, you have to use like a fair amount of water. So I'd say doing so, you use up basically like a ration's worth of water.
Yeah. It's
So
fine.
While they're doing that,
however many.
just have a quick look round. Just sort of scout the area out. Just make sure there's nothing approaching.
I'm just gonna like kind of stand up and like attempt to get out the barrel, but like catch my foot on the rim and just kind of like tumble down and like fall flat on my back on the floor.
Are we far enough away from the city that the guards on the roof aren't going to see that?
Yeah,
Oh, that's alright.
Yeah.
you're
I-
pretty
I
decent.
see
kind of distance from the
see
city.
what Kada does, and I walk up to her and touch her with my healing touch and cure her poison.
I'll like sit up and
Are you
check myself
okay?
over and yeah, that was an experience. Thank you.
I just see that and I start laughing like really hard, like the most funny thing I saw today.
Oh, and I helped Jenkins out of his barrel. Is he doing good?
Don't worry about Jenkins. He's all right.
Yeah.
He's probably
let
high
him
too, to be
be.
fair.
Let him
Okay.
be.
I get out
pop
of-
the barrel open, and Jenkins is he's lying in there and like he's like real happy, like he's just got a big grin on his face.
Like that gif.
Oh, did you
Did
meet
everyone see that gif?
Dolara?
No, he's doing like this with his hand, and he's just like, good horse, good horse.
Okay.
I use one of my healing powers again to get him clean again.
Yeah, and he suddenly like he you can see the clarity like return, and his pupils like shrink back down to normal size, and he's just like,
Welcome back, Jenkins. We made it.
If you've got any of them powers left, I'll like nod my head at Ellen, who's like just sat giggling.
Yes, I walk over and touch him as well.
No, give me back. Take me back.
Sorry, I can't.
We need you, man.
No, I'm sure you don't need me, but I need that. And I just really sad.
I'll like stand up, take Bartholomew out my pocket and like put him down so he can run around a bit, and then go and help Lady Selwyn out of her barrel.
mm-hmm.
I literally kick myself out of my barrel really quite
Like
quickly.
explode sideways or
Yeah,
like
pretty much just kick myself out of the bottom of the barrel, throw the top half of the barrel off me, march right up to Idris.
oh dear.
I take out my symbol of Lolth, I hold it in front of her face, and I say, Idris, you stupid cow. If you ever mock my religion again, at least get some facts right. And then I'm just going to walk away, and I'm like literally fuming. Like, you can see steam coming out of my little foxy ears. I'm literally walking away. I'm not talking to her for the rest of the time.
You can see the orc just standing there, still holding a crowbar next to this exploded barrel. Just like, "Oh, hey. And then he goes over and he pops open the one which Hawk is in, and you see like the little tips of his horns like poke up like a little bit of time, just like we are. Free? Yes?
Is he high?
He doesn't look particularly high.
He's
Or if
always
he
Or
does
high.
just
you
always looks
can't
high.
tell the difference.
Yeah.
I guess.
Just happy.
He's a happy chap in general.
Happy that we escaped. Okay.
Oh, what is the old sexy lady do?
Oh, I just helped her out of the barrel.
Is she fine? Does
Yeah,
she
she's okay.
good?
Oh,
She
she's
kind of
being looked
dusts
after
herself
by
off a little bit, and then she looks around and she looks at like this slightly kind of like desolate hillscape, and she's just like, so this is the beauty that House Varin has to offer. Yes, I think I'd rather have stayed at home really, but oh well.
Don't be
Just look at
ungrateful now.
Just look at her, the gates that way.
By all means, go back.
There's a moment when she looks like she's about to be like, and then she just goes, "It's a fair point." So, I suppose onward.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows this area? Have we got access to a map or something?
Yeah, map would be lush.
I'll say, for the sake of it, that Gimbal will have a map.
Okay.
Being the ranger.
Now you need me.
Mate, we needed you to pay for the rooms. I
It's
mean,
all coming up gimbal now.
But
Oh, I just realised what I said. It's so foolish, isn't it?
So yeah,
We got out
you guys zoom in on the map onto House Varin. You'll be able to see. Currently, you are just south of Sakani, kind of around about here-ish.
Oh, just northwest of Yokai. Is it Yokai or
you're okay.
Yokai.
Yokai? Okay.
Oh.
So yeah, you guys basically at this point now you get to decide where you want to go next.
do we know where we want to go?
I guess we should reach the next city and figure
Get some
out
supplies
what's
and
next.
stuff. Yeah.
I don't think that
Well-
going to another city is smart.
Oh, do
Well,
we? We should know.
I have-
Do they
it depends.
communicate with each other? The cities. Is it like a country and we are wanted in the whole country, or is it just a city and the other cities won't know about us?
It's a little complicated right now, because House Varin is not particularly well politically unified. Basically, outside of Sakani itself, it's kind of a free-for-all. So, it's difficult to tell whether, if you go into a town, if they're going to be like, stop, arrest them, or if they're going to be like, who are you? Regardless, you know that it's going to take some time for word to spread. So, the easiest way would probably be for you to stay ahead of the messengers and try and get somewhere before the word gets out.
And do we know how easy it is to get on another? What is it?
Island, yeah.
Continent?
Another continent. It's fairly simple. You can pretty much from any of these towns you'd be able to charter a ship, or just hop on a ship that's already going somewhere, and you can pretty easily travel between any of the places.
I think we should head up across the border. We'll less likely be known.
Yeah.
We can,
I guess so.
Well,
We
that's
just-
Oh,
just-
you want to go upwards?
They don't
Yeah,
have
we
many.
no.
The only
I
problem with
can't-
going up to Underhall is that they don't have many towns on the coast. So if we wanted to catch a boat
and-
somewhere,
Not
and
much.
it is
Yeah,
a-
but we can.
No. I'm coming from there. Trust me, you don't want to go there.
Yeah,
That's my
also-
home and
yeah.
the war and
I think we should go to
We-
House Coreth. I mean, I don't know what's the relationship of Vixen with the house exactly, but they might be able to help, and they are who started everything.
I think we should ask your mother what she thinks would be best.
Well, I was
since
just
she
gonna
has the
say-
plan to wash our name clear, I guess. Or
if we
yours.
go over
I'm
to
fine.
Marievo, then we'll be fine because that's where they all come from. So
I
She-
personally
kind
have
of
got
pipes
no
up.
interest in going to hell.
She
I
pipes
can
up.
get people to the Ascendant. I can get people to freehold. That's what I do.
to Freehold, where's that? Sorry.
the other
Oh,
So
side.
what does the old sexy lady has to say?
On the other side.
She-
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, she basically says, I don't particularly care where we go next, as long as going
Good road.
there gives me the opportunity to return to House Marebo. Once I'm there, I should be able to form a proper legal defence and hopefully get our names cleared from all of this sordid business.
So let's head to Redfort. We'll get a ship from Redfort and go to Prison Hall.
The trouble
You're
with that
right.
is we've got to go all the way back round to Connie.
We
Yeah,
shouldn't
we'll
go
come
to
out
the
the-
line,
we'll come out
but
in the southwest.
Yeah.
We go to
We
the
sh- we
Yokai will be better.
Okay, we'll go to Yako then.
yeah,
It's
we
closer
shouldn't
as
go
well.
to the
But
border
we're
because
gonna
there's
have
a
to
lot of
beat the
war going on.
messenger, This is the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but still.
Don't worry, I can keep us ahead of them.
Yeah. Just as a general thing, for those of you who aren't already aware, basically the border between House Varen and the Vaneborn Union is not like a normal country border. The border is basically defined by here's where the armies currently are.
Okay.
There's a big war going on. That's why I came.
It's the front.
Yeah, we head
Well, when the war's
southeast.
finished, let's make sure we go back to your hometown and I can mock your religion.
You couldn't even if you would like to.
Ladies, let's not get into this. We need to, like, move.
I'm fine with moving.
We start heading southeast.
Start
Towards
heading towards
Yokai.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
As the group of you set off over the hills and plains towards your destination of Yokai, that is where we're going to finish for tonight.
Over the hills and far, far away. Holy crap, you guys, we escaped from the city.
Finally.
Yeah, we did.
You're welcome.
At last. Ah!
Thank you for the drinks and the rooms.
Okay. So, yep. On the note of
Oh,
smacking
so
Gimbal.
childish. So childish.
So, thank you very much, everyone who's come out to watch tonight. We hope you enjoyed it very much. Just as I always tell you, this is in association with Horsham Gamers. We are a local group. We cover all different kind of areas of interest in gaming, from board gaming and tabletop such as this, through to esports, through to any kind of PC or console gaming that you can think of. We cover the whole range of it. So if you're in the local area and you want to meet some other like-minded people, please feel free to check us out on Facebook or find us on Discord at Horsham Gamers. And we would love to meet you, and we'd love to hopefully not mock your religion in the process. So thank you very much for following us tonight, guys, and we'll pick up next time with more Tales of Escuria.
Right.
Bye.
Bye, fans.
There's no